What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Sauce. So I had a new idea for some different hockey content this time around. So I'm not going to do stats, I'm not going to do players. This time I'm going to be ranking the NHL logos from worst to first. Now, for my NHL hockey fans out there, I bet you're wondering, what's the getup? This isn't a NHL team. It looks like the Islanders colors. The logo kind of looks like Buffalo. Well, actually, I'm wearing one of my old beer league jerseys from the Orlando Mutinies. We had the cleanest looking beer league jerseys anywhere, or at least this side of Orlando. And this is episode 3 of The Sauce. Let's get saucing. All right, so before we get started, so again, this is just my personal ranking of the NHL logos. You know, nobody get offended out there. I'm not bashing anybody's teams. And if you disagree, I'd like to see your rankings in the comments below. Let's have some fun with it. I know some of my friends out there should be excited to try this as well. It actually took me some time to write this list down. There's a lot of scribbles and arrows going back and forth. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this list. So coming in at number 31, the New York Islanders. I mean, I love the color scheme, but that logo, man, is just, it's rough. I can appreciate that it's a classic logo and has had very few changes over the years, but just something about it, it's just kind of an eyesore. I love the 4 markings on the stick to represent the 4 Stanley Cups that the New York Islanders have. I think that's a great homage, and having Long Island on there, but it's just a little bit of an eyesore. Sorry, Long Island. Okay, so coming in at number 30, and this one was already a difficult one, but I'm going with the Washington Capitals. And the reason being is, me personally, I'm not a fan of word art on these jerseys. Pittsburgh just did a reverse retro with Pittsburgh written down the side. I'm just not a fan of it. I know Colorado tried it once and that looked rough, but anyway, back to Washington. I do love their shoulder patch, which is the eagle in the shape of a W with the Capitol building in the negative space. That's great, but you know, the Washington Capitals logo, me personally, not a fan of word art. And that being said, moving on to number 29, a little tricky. I don't know how the comment section is going to feel about this, but I know that the New York Rangers have a shield as a logo. However, they only wore that logo one time, and on every single jersey they have Rangers written across. Now granted, they probably have some of the best lettering and numbers in the league, but that shield is not necessarily a logo that's a logo on their jersey. So I may get some hate for this, I might get some controversy, but hey, that's what this is all about. You know, don't be offended if you don't like my list. Again, this is my own personal opinion. If you have anything different to say, I want to see your list in the chat, so let's see that. But again, it's tough to put this one so low, but I feel like if I was this way with Washington and they have Capitals on their jersey, and I'm not a fan of word art, New York, that shield is not technically the logo on their jersey, it's Rangers written down the side. So sorry, New York, to the bottom you go. Moving on. All right, so at number 28, staying in the East Division, staying in New York, I'm going with the Buffalo Sabres. And I wish they would bring back some call it the goat head, some call it the angry buffalo. Even if they did it in the blue and gold color scheme, opposed to the 90s red and black, that would probably be, no, it will definitely be my favorite logo if Buffalo went back to this. But again, I can appreciate the history of some of these logos, but I'm just not a fan of Buffalo's current logo with the cross sabers. And well, that's a little interesting. Jokes aside, I do love this, and I know Buffalo has a version of this on their reverse retro jersey. But the current Buffalo jersey, it just doesn't do for me. Sorry, Buffalo fans. So coming in at number 27, the Edmonton Oilers. Now I know before I said I didn't like word art, but hear me out. There's more than just word art on here. There's more to go around. It's a whole logo in itself, and the colors and the logo has not changed too much throughout the years, and I can appreciate that. I do enjoy the history of some of these logos, but I can't see myself bringing it any higher on this list. Although, not a bad logo. Okay, so coming in at number 26, the Pittsburgh Penguins. I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of Eastern teams so far. A lot of Metro teams so far. I'm not hating against the Metro guys, I promise. But the Pittsburgh Penguins, hear me out. There's another team on this list with a very cool animal logo, and they killed it. But the Pittsburgh Penguins come up with this cartoony mess? Not a huge fan. It does better than the other teams on this list, but not a huge fan of the Pittsburgh Penguins logo, guys. Sorry, it just doesn't do it for me. Moving on. All right, moving right along at number 25, the LA Kings. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like the whole black, white, and gray color scheme, but I do miss the Kings' early days with the purple and gold. This logo is very nice, reminds me of a shield. Really not much more to say about it than that. I mean, we're at 25, so we got a long way to go. Let's keep going. So coming in at number 24, the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm not going to be biased here. I'm not going to put the Tampa Bay Lightning the top of every list. And the logo's kind of boring, quite frankly. Frequently? I know that General Manager Steve Yzerman at the time wanted to do something that's more timeless and classic, which I can appreciate, but all in all, it's very plain. I like some of our logos of the past, so for that reason, I can't put it higher down on this list. Coming in at number 23, staying in the Central Division, the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, when I first started watching hockey, it was right around the time of the NHL lockout, so the 05-06 timeline, and the Carolina Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup. So I got to watch them go all the way to Game 7 against the Edmonton Oilers, so they always have a special place in my heart because that's when I truly got into watching NHL hockey. So now the Carolina Hurricanes have had great jerseys over the years. I love their throwbacks. It's a nice logo. There's not too much special about it. It looks great with the color scheme, the red, the black, the white, but just not going to be higher on this list. Coming in at number 22, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now I can appreciate that they tried to bring an old logo back in recent years, but I honestly prefer some of the other Maple Leafs logos they've had compared to this one. And I'm not saying that reverse retro logo, that is atrocious. But I don't know. I don't know if it's the wording in the middle of it. There's just something about it that I'm not a huge fan of. That's why it's not higher on this list. Coming in at number 21, my wife's favorite team, Vegas Golden Knights. So there's a lot to like about this logo. It's new and it's exciting, but what I don't like about this logo, and one of my buddies said it best, it looks like a generic EA Sports NHL video game custom logo. It's just, they could have done so much with the Golden Knights. I do appreciate the V in the center of the helmet that creates the V for Vegas and the glitz and the glamour, but I prefer the shoulder patch logo, similar to how I feel about Washington. I think that would have made an awesome logo. But again, there's a lot to like, just not enough to get it higher on this list. Sorry, babe. All right, coming in at number 20, the Vancouver Canucks. So I have always enjoyed this logo, even when they had the dark blue and red color scheme of the years with the Sedin twins. I'm not mad at either. I truly enjoy the logo. Not a lot more to move it up on this list, but I do appreciate the nod, and I believe it's to the Aboriginal background that is in Vancouver. If I'm wrong, put that in the comments section. I want to be educated on this stuff. Coming in at number 19, another North Division team, the Ottawa Senators. Now, I'm going to be honest, they would probably be close to the bottom of this list had they kept the logo of last year. But this new logo, which is a nod to the older logo that they used to have, is just much cleaner in my opinion. I love how it looks on the jerseys. It's just such a nice overall logo. It brings me back to when they went to the Stanley Cup final against Anaheim. Just truly enjoy that logo. Not much more I can say other than that. All right, coming in at number 18, a true classic, the Boston Bruins. One of those logos that's barely changed over the years. Now, I may not be a fan of the team, but I am a fan of the logo. The Boston Bruins logo is just timeless, it's classic. I love some of the other versions of it where it's just the B, just looks clean on the jersey. I know some of their alternate logos are pretty nice, but honestly, not a fan of the team, but their logo is pretty nice. Moving on. All right, coming in at number 17, the Columbus Blue Jackets. So this logo, I love that it pays homage to the war-storied past of Ohio, this logo would probably be a lot higher on the list if they went to the Cannon logo on their alternate jersey. That logo is pretty damn sick. But this logo does the job to keep it nice and high on this list. The star is big and bold. I love the flag swooping in the front of it. It's much better than that Stinger logo they had at one point. Moving on. So coming in at number 16, one of the old original 6 teams, the Montreal Canadiens. So this logo is just timeless, and I think that's why I like it so much. There's just such a history with the Montreal Canadiens, and I know some of the teams are the same. I know I said something similar with the Edmonton Oilers, but the color scheme, the way it works, the way it looks on the jerseys, I just, there's not a lot to hate about this logo. I know some of you will feel different. I know some of you will say it's too simple. For me, it's the history that makes me drawn to this logo to put it so high on the list. But we'll move on. Coming in at number 15, a logo that truly has maybe changed once in its entire lifetime, the Philadelphia Flyers. I love the black and orange combo. I don't think I fully understand the logo itself. I mean, it kind of looks like a sideways P for Philadelphia and then an F or flying, the Flyers. I know the team name came out of a fan naming contest, so I don't know. I don't know much more than that about the Flyers logo history, but I just love the color scheme, the orange and the black, and it just looks so clean on those orange jerseys. It looked great on the black jerseys for a while, and not much else I can say. So coming in at number 15, the New Jersey Devils. I love that it's based on folklore. I love the devil's tail on the logo. I love the little NJ, how it's maneuvered in that, not cursive writing, but like bendy writing. I love the little devil horns at the J. I've never been a fan of the team per se, but I mean, I just like the backstory. I like the logo. Not much more I can say. So coming in at number 14, the St. Louis Blues. I do love the nod to the music of St. Louis, the blues. I mean, it sounds simple, but I like the way the logo looks, and that's what this video is about. I don't know if I can say more than that. We'll move on. Coming in at number 13, the Colorado Avalanche. They probably have one of the best color schemes of the NHL. I love their color palette. I love their logo. They have great alternate logos with the nod to the old Colorado Rockies. They've had ones where it's the sea in the center with a mountain. I used to love that Yeti footprint that they had on the shoulder patches. I know my wife's probably gonna be mad at me for this one, but I'm making her post a whole bunch. She'll just pop one on my face. Put the Bigfoot on my face, babe. Just do it. I guess I should move on before she kills me. But seriously, I do really enjoy this Colorado Avalanche logo. When they were the Quebec Nordiques, I thought it was an avalanche slide to begin with, or an igloo. I really could not tell what it was, but then when they got moved to Colorado, A for avalanche, snowfall, puck, there's really not much more to not like about it. The colors, it's great. We'll move on. So coming in at number 11, the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Wait, they're not called the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim anymore? Oh, my bad. Get out of here. So they're no longer called the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, of course, but the Anaheim Ducks. I do like this rebrand. I didn't love it when they first did it. I was so sad they didn't win the cup with the old Mighty Ducks logo. It's truly depressing that they didn't, but this current logo, I like that it kind of mimics a duck's webbed feet. I like the wordplay. I like the creativity of it. Ducks, Anaheim, I don't know what else I can say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've made it to the top 10. And coming in at number 10, the Calgary Flames. I truly love this logo. So they've had different variations in the past, a white C as the logo. They've had this current red C as the logo. I enjoy it. It's a fun logo to look at. It's just so cool looking. It goes great with their color combination and their jerseys. So one of the other things I love about the Calgary Flames is that they pay homage to the Atlanta Flames, the team they used to be, or the team, It used to be. They got moved from Atlanta. So before they were the Calgary Flames, it was the Atlanta Flames, and they used the Atlanta Flames logo as the alternate or assistant captain's A. So I think that's pretty cool too. Doesn't have anything to do with their main logo, just think it's fun to mention. Moving on. Coming in at number 9, the Florida Panthers. It took me some time to like this logo, I'm not gonna lie. I love the old Florida Panthers logo biting into a hockey stick. I used to have a sweater of it as a kid, and I loved that logo. So when they transitioned to this logo, I was not a fan at first, but it's definitely grown on me. I love that it's a shield, and I just love how it sits on the jersey. I think the Florida Panthers jerseys are so nice. The numbers are the only thing that bug me about their jerseys, but maybe that's for another video. It's big, it's bold. I love the way the Panther looks. There's really not much else I can say about it. And that reverse retro jersey, nice. At number 8, I have one of my best buds teams, the Detroit Red Wings. This logo, and I know I've said it before, is timeless. It's classic. It hasn't changed much over the years either. I truly enjoy the Red Wings logo. When I first started getting into hockey, again, when the Carolina Hurricanes won the Cup, this was one of those teams that I loved their uniforms from top to bottom. I know the rest of the jersey is nothing crazy or exciting, but it's just one of those classic looks that doesn't need to change. It just looks good. It always has, and I think it always will. So yeah, Detroit Red Wings. Love that logo, man. And coming in at number 7, the Arizona Coyotes. I love a good underdog story. Honestly, I don't think there's an Arizona Coyotes jersey I don't like. I enjoy it. I love the Howling Coyote. I think it looks fantastic. The color scheme is phenomenal. I like the burgundy, the beige. I love when the Coyotes have like little black accents on the jersey, and I love the new Kitchener jerseys that they're bringing back. So I just love this logo. We're getting to the really tough part of this video, and all of these top 10 teams, these logos bring it. All right, so coming in at number 6, another best bud of mine loves the Chicago Blackhawks. This logo, again, it's a classic logo. It's rarely changed over the years, but it's bold. I love the colorful feathers on this logo. It looks great. It's a big, bold logo on the jerseys. I've seen some amazing jersey concepts of all black jerseys with those feathers and those colors of the feathers and thin stripes along the bottom and the sleeves of the jersey. It's a great logo. It's hard to put it any lower on this list. Moving on. Oh, we made it to the top 5. And coming in at number 5, the Nashville Predators. This logo is badass. I mean, it's my video. You may not agree. I love this logo. And I'll tell you what, I've explained it in one of the other videos. The Nashville fans know how to have a good time, and this logo is just phenomenal. I love the history of this. When they broke ground to create the stadium, they found the skull of a saber-toothed tiger, and that's how they became the Nashville Predators. I love that story. I love that that's how they paid homage to a cool discovery trying to build the arena. They've changed the logo a few times over the years, and I don't know if I like this version or the blue version of years past, but either way, I've always loved the Nashville Predators logo. I mean, this logo is fantastic. I love the other nods to Music City on their jersey. They have piano keys on the inside, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That's for another video. But Nashville Predators, cool logo. Remember how I said there was another animal team on this list that put the Pittsburgh Penguins to shame? Well, coming in at number 4, the San Jose Sharks. Look at it. Look at it. Amazing. I love this logo. It's mean, it's aggressive, the colors, it's just fantastic. The original logo that they came into the league with was a much more mild logo, but even then, that one was phenomenal for the fans at the time. I hadn't gotten into hockey at that time, but of course I've done research, I've looked at the pictures, and I'll tell you what, this logo, it's too cool, man. That aggressive shark logo biting into the hockey stick, that bright orange color, the teal, just there's so much to like about this logo and the Sharks jerseys overall. So good job, San Jose. Coming in at number 3, actually, this is my wife's favorite logo. I asked her this before the video. What's your favorite logo? I know your team's the Vegas Golden Knights, but her favorite logo and my number 3 favorite logo, the Minnesota Wild. There's so much to this logo. The nature, the little roadway at the opening of the mouth, the sunset in the ears, just the overall look of the bear. It's such a cool logo. It was hard on these top 3 to make my decision, but there's just so much about the Wild and how they depict the Wild in every sense of the word in this logo. And I love that forest green that they use. They use like a little maroon at one point in time as their main color, which I'm glad they went back to the forest green. But again, this logo is fantastic. Can't say more than that, I guess. Coming in at number 2 for my favorite logos, the recent Western Conference champion, Dallas Stars. I love this rebrand. They created their own green. I think they called it Victory Green. And this logo is big, it's bold. It kind of plays into that everything's bigger in Texas kind of feel. It just has this beveled look to the star that I really like. The big D in the logo, Dallas, bigger in Texas, all of that stuff. It looks like a giant belt buckle, which I think they did for the Winter Classic, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I truly enjoy this logo. It's clean, it's beautiful. I like it. It's number 2. I'm sure you've already narrowed it down, but here comes number 1. And speaking of number 1, the Winnipeg Jets. I love everything about this logo. I love the homage to the Canadian Air Force. I love the maple leaf in the back. I love that in this circle, there's a little section of it in the center that points to true north, which is something huge for the Winnipeg Jets. I love it. The colors of this logo, the colors of their jersey. I like that dark blue they have, the white, that little bit of, is it powder blue or I don't know what kind of light blue it is, but I want to say powder blue. It just looks fantastic. Ever since the Winnipeg Jets came back into the league, moving from Atlanta, rest in peace Atlanta Thrashers. But ever since they came back from Atlanta, I love this logo. I know the Winnipeg Jets logo of old was timeless. Teemu Selanne in his rookie season scoring crazy goals. But this new rebrand, when Winnipeg first came back to the league, I loved it. I loved it from the very get-go. So here it stands at number 1, the Winnipeg Jets. All right, well, we made it through all 31 teams. I'm sure my wife is going to have a field day with editing this video and adding all the logos. I'm sure she's going to put logos in the most obscure places just to mess with me, which is fine. She's going to have some fun with it, and I had fun with it, and I hope you guys had fun watching it. So again, call to action for you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure to ring the bell if you want to get notified of new videos, leave a comment about your lists, give me some hockey content to do on the next video. I really appreciate you all watching this. I had a lot of fun making it, and I hope you had a lot of fun watching it. And I hope to see some lists in the comments section. So again, here's our most recent video from Slice of Life. Click here to watch episode 2 and earlier of The Sauce. Thank you all for watching again. Stay saucy.